Welcome, this is Melinda Barlow, CZT, Certified Zen Tangle Teacher. And let me get my black paper over here a little bit. There we go. Today's lesson is by Beatrice Aronas, and it's called Tangle Dance. It's a really fun, and you can add just about any color you want. We're going to do one, we're going to add some fall colors to it. And I'm using a 5 tile, and I'm not going to put any borders or anything on it. I'm just going to take my 01 pen, and Bernice starts out by putting just a stem on her tile. So just a line, and we're going to aura it. So we just had a simple line and aura it. Sometimes that's hard to say. And then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to, now Bernice had you start and go this direction with your little leaf part, but I find it easier to go from the bottom up, depending, I guess, on the shape I want. If I want a point or if I want a rounded, and you can have either one you want. And now we're going to come back, and I'm going to just put an aura that's kind of jagged, kind of fall leaf, maybe you would say fall leaf shape. And it can have little curves to it. But it just auras around your whole piece. So I'm going to aura around, and I just kind of play with it. I think that's why she calls it fall dance, is you just kind of play with that aura around that shape, and basically, and then you can make some smaller ones. You know how sometimes when something goes up a stem, it gets smaller. And you can, even just do one on one side if you want. And there we have fall dance. Now, the key to this one is the embellishment. And I love to put circles and things. If you ever take any of my classes, you'll know we talk about that all the time. We always laugh about it. But we want to embellish this a little. So I'm going to come back, and I'm going to change over to my brown 01. And I'm going to just put some spirals in here that are in that kind of a brown, or I call it a kind of a terracotta kind of a color. So we're just putting some small little spirals, and I'll come. You'd think I'd know my camera by now. I'm gonna come in and a little bit closer so you can see. So I'm just going to put some little spirals in here, kind of up the stem, That one's kind of odd looking, but I didn't say that word, so we're okay. So now we have a few spirals. Now I'm going to come back in and I am going to add some orbs in this section. So we have some, a few little orbs in that. So I better come up here and put a few orbs in these little ones. And now I'm going to take my Prismacolor terracotta pencil, and you can tell I use this a lot. It's well sharpened. And I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to color in this part. And I'm adding this before I do any more. Because I'm going to put color over the top, ink over the top. And now I'm going to use a French gray. And I think French grays are a little on the brown side. So I'm just going to get me some French gray at the top of this little leaf. Maybe I should have done it the other way around. We'll see how it looks though. And then I'm going to take my shading stump and, excuse my big arm there, and I'm going to use some odorless paint thinner, and I'm going to blend. And I'm just going to try to blend these two so they are kind of just, oh, I'm sorry, I was off. I know I need to bring my camera in closer because I always go off when I'm drawing because I like to draw on the edge. I have to have it close to me. So we're just blending that. Might need a little bit more paint thinner because I moved the camera. And I can barely see my little circles that I've drawn in here. But just wait because I'm going to do something with those. That reminds me of some of the things I watch on YouTube and they never get to the point. I mean, I watched somebody doing a cake, and I thought, every time that I thought they were going to finish something, they went on. It was annoying. So, you can barely see my little, what are they called in there? Orbs. My little orbs, but we're going to do something with them. It takes a minute for this to dry, for the paint to dry, but that looks, see, it just doesn't have enough for me in here. So I'm going to come back. Oh, I really want my black. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to add another stem and some of these wonderful fall dance. Okay, I'm like being weird here. You kind of have to jag out a little bit, and I don't know what I was thinking, and I kind of did a weird one, but it's okay. It just needed a little bit more. And I even think it could spring off of one here. And if you, obviously you can see I kind of like mine to be a little bit more pointed. Okay, now we're going to come back, and I think this has had enough time to dry, so I want you to see what I'm going to do to it. And I'm going to take my number 10 white jelly roll. And I'm just going to put jelly roll right over the top of that. It's kind of subtle. And scan out so you can see it. Sometimes I get too close. So it just needs, now I just need to go in and embellish. And give this something. But another great embellishment, and I need to find, I think that is, I have an 05, and I'm just going to put little speckles in here so that it has just a few speckles. And I really should come back in and I'm going to color those and just add some, even some black right down here in these crevices. I think it needs a little drama, and so that's what the black does for me, is just give me a little bit of drama. Even if we just round these corners. With a little bit of black. So we have just a little bit more drama on this. And I'll go in and do the same thing for these. I was probably off my camera. I'm just not doing well today. I don't know. So, and I think I'm going to add another little stem coming out here. I guess I can really go either way. And dance around that little leaf, and you can see how it's starting to develop a little bit of fullness inside of here. And we could also put black spirals in here just to make it have a little bit more drama. Gosh, I'm going to use that word till it's too much today. So let's come back now, and I want to add my light colored orbs in here. I'm sure I could do it after I color it. And we're going to give these just a little bit different. We're going to start with the dark down in here, because it's your art. You can do what you want. There's no rules. And sometimes I'm just doing it to help me relax. Most of the time that's why I tangle. I love the art it produces, but most of the time I do it to help me relax. I suffer from depression, and yesterday I did not take my meds. I was a mess. And so you can see, even, you know, doing them with the terracotta at the top and the brown at the bottom. I want them to blend together. Ooh, I like that much better than the terracotta and the French gray. I shouldn't say brown. It's a French gray. Okay, so now we have to let that dry a bit before we can put in our others. But it still, for me, needs something to just to give it a little bit of a pop. And so I am going to give it some fescue, because I think that helps on anything. I'm a fescue. I really love this tangle. It has movement. It has a little dance to it. So why not give it to fall dance? You know, just, you can see how that's just giving that a little bit more. And we can come in here and put our spirals, and that's probably dried enough that I can take my pin and I like how that looks on that color. A little bit more than what I did on, you know, on how I did it the other direction. So I'm going to take my brown, and I'm just going to rub it around on the very outside border. I mean, this is French gray. It just looks brown to me. So I'm just putting it all around on that border, on the outside edge of, and now I'm going to take my odorless paint thinner, and I'm going to smudge, do little round circles and smudge it in. If you don't often wait till the end of my videos, sometimes you're going to miss out on something. So you should always watch them to the end. Because you never know what new technique you might find. But look what that did to that tangle. Just with that outside border on there, and it's irregular. And now I'm going to take my 05 pen one more time, and I'm going to add my little dots in here. And I use an 05 because otherwise I think I would push too hard. And then I'm going to add some of them out here along my outside edge. Just some little dots. And I should put my initials, but I better put it with a different color, with a different size tip. And then I put my initials and date. I'm going to come back into this one, and I thought I kind of left it hanging, And so I'm going to take my pink pencil and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to rub around the outside edge with my pink. It got a little, I don't know, it got a little something on it. And I tried to fix it. Okay, now I'm going to use that same jelly roll same shading stump, because I don't mind if it has a little bit of brown in it. Get my shading stump wet enough that it will make my pencil line disappear. In a sense, not my pencil line, but where I drew on with my colored pencil. I don't want it, I want it to blend in. And I'm doing little circles. When you order pens and pencils from me, you always get a little shading stump. So you want to, you have to. I have to have them always. I'm in love with them. When I first saw those, I absolutely fell in love with them. And there we go with Fall Dance. And I just had so much fun with this one. I better put my initials on there. And I hope you enjoyed this. Take a chance on Beatrice Aronas Tangle Fall Dance. I think you'll love it. Have a great day and tangle every day.